guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another episode of Crusader Kings 2 Old Gods Viking Invasion. Yeah! I think I remember the title right this time. Excellent. So where we last left off, we had been raiding and building, and basically we're going to be doing the same thing. You can see our wealth nowhere near where it needs to be. Where it needs to be is enough to be able to take on the two petty kings in Denmark. We also need to boost up our military force. As you can see, the 450-ish people that we've got here. Not going to be enough. Not going to be enough to take on the Danes. And before I really get into this, just want to say I've played around with the save game importer into Europa Universalis 4, and it's pretty damn cool. I did it just with a little test upload. I picked the Byzantine Empire at some point, I think it was like 1100 or something, and converted it over, and yeah, it worked really well. So well, in fact, that that's taking up far too much of my time. Also, apologies if you hear my cat in the background. It's been quiet all day, and then I decide, hey, let's record a video and let's do, Crusader Kings 2. Haven't done that in ages. And as soon as I put the headset on, that's when the cat's like, oh my god, noise making. So if you hear him in the background, total apologies. A farmer told me how his boar had managed to break into his neighbor's hoggery, and the result was 7 small piglets. Now his neighbor demanded compensation he can't afford, and they need me to tell them what to do. He should pay his neighbor. Or keep 1 piglet each. The rest belongs to me. Just. We'll go with just. That's a good trait to have. 2 stewardship, 1 learning. That sure beats 1 gold. Okay, so I think that pretty much what I'm going to wind up doing now is just a lot of raiding, and I don't know if you guys really need to see that. I don't know how entertaining it's going to be to see me raise forces, loot places, then, get some money, wait until I can build something, and repeat until we're strong and can actually, do things. And we've got no duchies to demand. So, in my usual Crusader Kings 2 fashion, I will be back when something interesting happens. That isn't raiding, obviously. Or maybe something interesting will happen while raiding. Who knows? But strap in, ladies and gentlemen. Could be a while. Of course, it won't be any of a time difference for you. But, yeah, it could be a little while before we got Bornholm here. Or Hammerhouse. Yes, Hammerhouse. Before we get that into a position where we can actually do something. So, see you all in a bit. And indeed, something has happened. Our wonderful daughter, Gurley, here, has become legal-aged. She's Midas touched, so that's pretty good. Let's see if we can find her a suitable husband. What are you, 5? That's gonna be a while. What about you? Already married and 2 daughters. There we go. Here's what we're talking about. So, conduct diplomacy, arrange a betrothal. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. King Bagseg the Fowler. There we go. Now, our son here is in need of a wife. 7, that's a little bit longer. What I was thinking of, actually, was going to the heir of the petty kingdom of Yeland. 6, that's even worse. Okay. So... we'll worry about a wife for Elif here in a bit. And as you can see, we are happily raiding. I think it's almost time to move on, so I will be back with something more interesting. My liege, your wisdom and mercy are legendary. I have discovered a plot where Gurley Hammer seeks to kill Ilef Holmgerson. So it looks like my daughter wants to kill my son. Which is not cool. That's not cool. You don't kill your brother. What kind of family did I raise you in, Gurley? That's not cool. And as you can see, she is officially betrothed to what's-his-face? Erher. That guy. From the Ute dynasty. So, huzzah! And we can see we haven't really done that much. Just 30 some odd gold rated so far. So, yeah, we'll be back with something more interesting. A son was born to Holmger of Burgundaholm and Chieftess Linda of Burgundaholm, named Ingjald. That is quite the name. Alright, well, we can see we're still raiding. Things are, you know, slowly coming together. And, oh, we don't want to do that. We want to get back on the boats. Now let's check our loot. We've got 44 out of 90, so we're just going to keep on raiding up into the Gulf of Finland. And we will be back when something interesting happens. And here's why I'm not recording all the raids and things like that. So we're back. We've got a wealth of 107. Losing a little bit of money, actually, which is surprising. I'm imagining that'll drop down once the game recognizes that I don't have troops. Yep, indeed. So, we're making about 0.8 a month. So we're sitting at 108, and that can buy us absolutely nothing, except for an increase in castle fortifications, which at this moment I'm not that concerned about. So, we can see we've got a little bit of a loss to make up for. Our fleet is still looking good, and we can afford 18 whole retainers, which means it's going to be a while before we get those on the go. So, it's going to be more raiding, so I can get more money. And, yeah, we will see you guys when something interesting happens. And, indeed, something interesting has come up. So we've got our heir, Elif, there, looking for a wife, and it just so happens that the eldest daughter of Chief Drovid of Rugen here, who's not even a Norse, but he is a liege of the Petty King of Yilland. I think that's the same... Nope. Different liege. Completely altogether. Doesn't matter. We're gonna do that. Oh, why not? Marrying an infidel. Damn that rule. Damn that annoying rule. Okay. Wonderbar. I guess I should have been paying attention. Oh well, we've got our king's daughter there. That'll probably work. Right? No, it won't. Would prefer a matrilineal marriage. Well, that's not about to happen. No, sir. Alright, well, we will worry about that at a later date. Terribly sorry to waste your time. And now the hunt for realsies. He has become, our son, Elif, a skilled tactician. That was a horribly constructed sentence. So let's see who's out there. According to this list, not that much. So, let's see if we can find someone with talents that might help complement. Oh, Elif here. And I don't know. I mean, I think really a fortune builder would be a good idea. Well, that's interesting. Don't know how she made it up, became Norse, and all that other thing if her mother is patrilineally descended from the Prophet Muhammad, but I guess, you know, moving north, why not? So let's do that. She looks like she's got good skills, she's young. Chief of freaking English. Who comes up with these names? That place. Sold. What a day. And come on now, why are you taking so long to consider this? Yay! 5 gold's really not gonna help. Prestige is always better. In fact, what is my ambition? I have no ambition. I've got, oh no, improving intrigue. Okay, good. And we're still waiting for about 10 more raiders. So we'll be back when something interesting happens. Apparently, one of the courtiers has been annoying my wife Linda, and instead of asking me for help, she took the matter into her own hands and made sure the courtier would never annoy her again, or he'd know the consequences. What on earth was she thinking? She did the right thing. Let's see, what did she do? Opinion of Liege is looking good, other than, you know, the Norse's church view, the Norse's view on gluttony and craven. Although that has nothing to do with the church's opinion, that's just Godey's own personal view of a craven Viking lord. Can't blame him. Kind of agree. So, what do we want to do? If we take a look at our wife, she, we can boost that. And it's only -10 on the other way. So, yeah, she did the right thing. Good work, honey. Back when something more interesting happens. Justice is a harsh mistress, and I cannot love her anymore. I am not the law! Judge Dredd fans, shout out to you guys. And obviously Stallone, Judge Dredd, not the remake. I never saw the remake. Not sure why. I think because Stallone, in his typical Stallone way, absolutely nailed the character of Judge Dredd. And I don't think there's anybody who could pull off that character. Like, in my head, Judge Dredd, it's Stallone. There's no other way to think about it. Anyway, little digression. Be back when something interesting happens. And in geopolitical news, King Nud I of Denmark has created the title the Kingdom of Denmark. Now, I do believe that means he is indeed my liege, so we are now part of the Kingdom of Denmark. That's interesting. And he is still not. So, the things, they're afoot. And I think the first conquest I'm going to go after is Rugen here. I'll see if I'll be able to actually take it. But I think that's going to be my first expansion target, is Rugen. And going from there into the rest of Denmark, try and build up a power base to get in there. Maybe even take Hamburg there, although that's held by the king, so probably not. Maybe some of those lands. Anyway, we are still in the process of raiding. You can see we're almost full up, so I will be back with something more interesting. And upon our return, with a fleet full of loot, filled to the brim with trinkets and gold and other things. We're sitting at 200 gold now, so we should be able to build something. Good news. What we're wanting to do is build up, obviously, our troop levies. So while the castle town is pretty tempting just to get the little boost in tax income, something like a barracks would be good. Another castle shipyard would be good as well, because then we can have more boats out there, getting ourselves more loot. But I think what I'm going to go with, actually the best bet, the barracks is looking good, but the militia training grounds is going to give me 90 more troops, so we're definitely doing that. Really, for raiding, the quality of your troop doesn't matter, the quantity matters. So, for fighting other kingdoms, obviously I'm going to want better, heavier infantry. But for just laying siege to places, the more people you got, the closer you're able to actually tear down the walls. And one of the last places I was raiding, Kent here had about 500 people. So, with the... what am I building? The militia training grounds. When that gets finished, my forces will be much bigger. and hopefully be able to tear down those walls and fully loot the province, which is what I'm looking for. It's going to get us more gold. It's going to get us, you know, the Viking character events, things like that. Good things like that. So, yeah, that's something to keep in mind. We got another son, Svanhildr, Sigfrid's daughter. Oh, that's my son. That's my grandson, Freric. That is the name. Wow, quite the name. All right, well, it's just gonna be more waiting, so I can unpause, obviously, and be back when something interesting happens. My liege, my mission to Ceylon has so far been a success. During my visit to the court of King Nud I of Denmark, I seem to have managed to make him understand what a benevolent and peaceful ruler you really are, and he sends his regards. Your humble chancellor, Eriker. Perfect. That is good news. And we're slowly ticking up to the 489 max that we can raise. We also, with the increase in whatever, got another ship. So we're up to 10, which means we can bring back 100 gold and 100 prestige this time. So that's wonderful. For the past 2 years, King Nud I has risked his life countless of times. A broken leg, a nearly fatal wound, and an accident that might have left him blind has not slowed him down. I fear for his life. Or he'll be fine. I'm gonna go with he'll be fine. We're Vikings here. I'm not gonna go up to my king and say, look, you're living life a bit too crazy, you might die. I'm just gonna say, dude knows what he's up to. Give me that prestige. Gold pours from my hands but never finds its way back. The numbers and sums make no sense. Twirling numbers mocking me appear every time I close my eyes. My wife Linda has offered to help me, but I refused every time she brings it up. I give up, honey. Please help me. She is very good with stewardship compared to me. So, while the prestige is nice, I'm actually going to do that. We're now content. Which, you know, that's a thing. Monthly piety. So, good news for us. It looks like our Danish king is off to get the county of Dimmen there. Doubtful it'll go to me. But, such is life. Such is life. And my wife is pregnant again. I have had a few children since last we saw, and we're going to have another one. Good old lustfulness. And she is still popping up kids in her 40s. Well done, Linda. Sometimes picking a lowborn. That's the way to go. We can see my daughter has had 2 more daughters, with a 3rd child on the way, and actually my heir has a son and a daughter. So that's good. That's real good. We got the family line growing. We'll be back when something more interesting happens. To the heroic Holmger, peace be with you. I have decided to grant you the Jarldom of Skane in recognition of your service and your nobility of spirit. Well, what a happy coincidence. Well, not coincidence, but a happy happening. So if we will take a look at our land, we can see that we've got vassals over there now. But we are, in fact, a Jarl, which is great news. Because, yeah, that obviously means things like more prestige. The nice thing about keeping all the vassals over there, and having them be my vassals now, not gaining any land from that, is because our succession laws are still stupid Gavelkind. With the 2 sons that I have, they would have obviously been split, but because I've just got one land and 1 title. 2 titles, but 1 tied to land, 1 not tied to land, 1 just a title. It's all going to stay in the family, which is great news. Because if there's one thing that I don't like in this game about the way the Norse work, it's that they're stuck in Gavelkind until you can reform the religion, and Gavelkind is a pain in the ass. The amount of succession wars that happen to me whenever I play the Norse, just because you get a little bit bigger and you can't get out of Gavelkind, it's ridiculously dumb. So, yeah, being able to keep our title We're now officially a Jarl, which is good. It's more prestige and, you know, more money, all that other stuff. And obviously more vassals now, so more troops, which means raiding's going to be easier. We can see we're going to get a ton of ships out of this deal. Right now we're sitting at 10. Looks like we're going to be up to 18. So, you know, that's 180 gold we can bring back each time. Just magnificent. So, yeah, I will be back when something more interesting happens. Alright, so with our triumphant return from raiding, we can take a look at what we can build. And we can throw down on a castle town, on stables, on castle fortifications, what have you. What I'm looking for, though, is the housecarls, which require castle walls too, which require an improved keep of at least 2. So, although that might be a tech, and I think it is a tech. So we're going to need to get improved, yeah, keeps 2 there. Okay, so that is going to be a long time coming, because I don't think I'm in charge of research and technology quite yet. I think, as was left in a comment, I have to be a king to start researching, which confuses the crap out of me, but it is what it is. So, with that in mind, I'm still tempted to just send out another raiding party and try and get up to improved keeps, but what I'm going to do is build a castle town. Will leave us with a little bit of gold in the bank, not that that really matters, and then it'll start making more money for us, which is good. Now, what I need to do is probably go out on another raid. We can see we've got many more people now. And we'll raise up our fleet. Let's just see what the Hammerhouse army is looking like now. There we go. So we've got 17 ships. Come on, lads. Get the lead out. And 732 brave souls. Now what I'm going to do, while I have the chance, is just set up some generals in here. Oops, there we go. Because that's good to do. Mark them for raiding. Good. Embark them. And I will be back when something interesting happens. And now it's time for something interesting. So I've finally got enough raiders that I can actually lay siege to a province. We can see we've got 732 glorious Vikings going up against 520 people from Kent. So we'll see. I gotta keep my eye on the Wessex army there. I have a feeling it'll be coming for me. We'll just see how those Vikings do. And he is going to stay there. Oh, he's going after them. Right on. So we are free to continue to lay siege to Kent, which is good. Very good indeed. Oh. Yes, my grandson, you ugly craven. Oh dear. You're not going to be a good leader. Well, maybe you will be. Let's find out. It looks like stewardship is your bag, so we will have you educated by your mother, I believe. Yeah. And we'll see where that takes us. Oh, yeah. I should be able to take every province here. So we can see Girly Hammer, which is a great name. That is a great name. Become Spy Master. That's good. And I believe... Nope, different guy. But we do have a vassal trying to lay claim to the Jarldom of Skane. He's not going to want to end his plot. So once we're done raiding Kent here, I think we'll head back and just kind of make sure that nothing gets out of hand. Alright, so the Siege of Dover is complete. You can see we've got about 17 gold from that. And now we're going on to take on the Bishopric of Canterbury. Writing our own Canterbury tales. Hey! Literary references. Our castle town has been built. Wonderful. Canterbury has fallen, which is great. And you can see Canterbury added a lot of loot. Up next is going to be Rochester, which will fall just as quickly, I do believe. Hala, spouse, the King of Denmark, died in a suspicious accident, holding a great blot and righteous imprisonment. A failed sally by the defender. They had no idea what they were facing. Tough Viking men with axes and beards. And almost done. Done. Not as much loot from Rochester, but we'll take it. And now the city of Sandwich. A delicious place to go. I don't actually know that. I've never been to the UK, but I would imagine that, you know, you could probably get a good sandwich in Sandwich. Who knows, though? I could be completely wrong. Maybe the sandwiches in Sandwich are shit. Which would be depressing. So if you know, let me know, because apparently I'm curious. Yeah, sure. Alright, and with the siege of Sandwich complete, we can see our ships have loot, but not enough. Nowhere near enough loot. Consumption, no doubt being blamed on the Vikings. But now it's time to move on and find a new target. And it would appear that quite a lot of these English cities are just really lightly defended. So where else can we head? Follow the consumption plague. We might go for Wessex there. Right, because they're actually full-on loot. Although Essex, yeah, Essex is looking better. We'll see if we can actually take it. See, that's what I was worried about. June 6th, though we're not evacuating in time. Are we? Nope. Stay and fight. Son of a bitch. Back to the ships, lads. Yeah, with 228 people, we're not going to be able to pull off too much looting, but we've got 124 gold in the ship. So let's head on back home. Wonderful. And we'll put our troops to bed. We'll put our ships to sleep. And we're sitting with a whopping 180 gold, which we can almost instantly throw into another castle town. Which probably wouldn't be a bad idea, just to get some more loot going. Oh, I'm kind of tempted. Actually, I'm kind of tempted to put it into stables, just to get that going. I mean, it's going to be a while before we can get training grounds or the housecarls up. So we might as well get some Viking light cavalry, which I believe would be Shetland ponies, marching around. Who knows? Anyway, back with something more exciting. And indeed, we are going to try and pull off something exciting. This guy wants my Jarldom, so we're going to try and have him arrested. He's raised his flag in rebellion. Very well. Where is he? He is there. Alright. Raising your flag in rebellion. I'll show you to raise your flag in rebellion. There we go, a whopping 575 men. We've got nobody to lead, which is strange. I would have figured that my marshal here would be able to lead some troops. But apparently not. And I'm not going to put a 0-ranked, old, Muslim, crippled, lustful guy who wants to be the king of Denmark in there. No, sir. Come on. Yeah, this is just going to be a exercise in futility there. So, whose siege will be done first? I have a feeling it'll be mine. Ooh. Looks like he got some reinforcements out of the deal. Okay. We've got 50 gold in the bank, which is not going to be enough to raise any sort of mercenary force. Nope, not at all. Great. Wonderful. And here they come. Apparently I've dropped down to 300 some odd troops. Alright, we were defeated. And yeah. Not really sure what happened there. Not really sure why I dropped down to 100. Well, I know why I'm at 155 now. But whatever. Your son, Elif, has decided to enlist with the Varangian Guard in Miklagard and seek his fortune there. Although he will no doubt gain both riches and valuable battle experience in the service of the Greek king, there will be many perils that could well cost him his life. Away you go to Miklagard and make me proud. Okay, great. So we've got to go and talk to this guy and say, hey, guess what? I guess you're the Jarl of what's it's called. Which is horrid. It's absolutely horrid. What? Or maybe it... What? I am very confused. How did... I mean, we were fighting for the Jarldom, so how am I still the Jarl? I don't get this. It was you who wanted it, but you didn't have a claim even though you did? Thoroughly confused. I know I lost the war. Regardless, I'm happy I didn't. I don't get it. I really am confused as to what happened. But that's fine. That's great. I'll take it. I was ready to face defeat and be horribly annoyed. Turns out, I don't have to be, because I didn't lose a thing. Woohoo! Alright. Enough rambling. We've got no... Oh, that's because we're educating you. Damn it. That's my brother. So can the king of Denmark possibly educate him? Educate child. He will be a great soldier. I'm sure of it. So how about that? Perfect. And then who else have we got? We've got this dude who's not really all that good at anything. Oh, he's the ugly heir. So, sure. And then the last one. No, I thought I sent you to get educated. In the what's it's called. I did. Didn't I? Yes, there we go. And you will be educated there. Perfect. Let's take a look at the dangerous faction. Ingald. Who? My brother. For Skane. Bring it. I'll kill my brother. I'm not that concerned of him. The brave, envious... well, I mean, obviously he's envious. He's envious of me because I rock. I'm the Jarl of Skane, damn it. Anyway, that's just rambling. Be back with something more interesting. And now I understand what happened. I was very confused when I saw that Holmgar Hammer has become Marshal for Eriker Ute. And that's my father. So apparently my father did indeed lose his title and went off up to here to become the Marshal. And Elif here has become the Duke of Skane, or the Jarl of Skane. So now that I'm all caught up, we're gonna ponder over this banquet guest list. And of course we should invite friends. Why wouldn't we? Elif, I name you a pretender. Ingjald Hammer is the true ruler of Skane, as recognized by myself and other nobles. Relinquish the title, or there will be war. Oh, bring it. Did I just... Oh, damn it. I wanted to fight that, but apparently I didn't. I swapped it. Interesting that I'm ruling over the Jarldom now, and not... Like, where did he go? He went up there. I'm not gonna even pretend to know what's going on. But, hey, whatever. I'm now a 12-year-old envious, brave, future Viking ruling over a Jarldom. So, cool. Let's set up my court. Let's see. He is actually better off at being a steward. So we'll do that. And then we've got, oops, this guy who's good at pretty much nothing and doesn't even like me. So we will make him my, what's it called? Seer. Oh, we've got an actual real seer. Looks like she would be better at that. Ooh, unless, what's your intrigue at? 5? Okay. Man. Okay, you can go there. You're stuck there, and we've got no Chancellor. Alright, well that works. Who are you, Halder? I don't know if I can trust you. I don't have a choice, I suppose, but still. Interestingly, we're broke. We're not making any money. That doesn't make any sense to me. What are our troop compositions like? Fairly limited. Okay, yeah, we'll slap you in there. And you, I need a guardian. Doing this backwards. There's no military anybody in my court. Okay. Intrigue. We can't invite anybody because we are broke. So, we will pick Falk. She's smart, so that should help somehow, I guess. Alright, well, with the turmoil that has been occurring... Oh, we're so close to the year 900. We'll ride it out till 900. So I'll be back when something interesting happens. She's so funny and, above all, so beautiful. I think I'm falling for her. You're 12, kid. Come on. But go ahead and try and talk to her. I mean, she's alright, I guess. She's shy. She's not ugly, so go talk to her. I fled from Auslag's scornful reply and her laughter that followed me down the stairs. How could I have ever felt anything for that idiot? Poor kid. Poor kid. So what have we got? I have to accept that I'm a failure. Chaste, craven, shy. Hell no, kid. Who dares wins. Proud, brave, ambitious. You're already brave. Now you're ambitious, too. Hells yes. Actually, I want to do just a little bit of role-playing. We're going to remember that for a later date. Back when something interesting happens. And on the 16th of November, the year 900, Jarl Ingald I of Skane takes control of the throne. He's a detached priest, which is interesting. Envious, brave, ambitious, and patient. Skills he's sort of taught himself while growing up as the Jarl. Now, old Ingald here, he's got a long memory. He remembers 4 years ago and the horribleness and the emotionally scarring experience of being turned down by Auslang here, who has since become a gluttonous pig. So, old Ingald here wants to teach her a lesson. Boom, concubine. That's what you get. Show respect to you, Jarl. Alright. We're not going to worry about any of those. Our ambition, our first ambition, is obviously going to be get married. So let's go ahead and find ourselves a wife. A good high-ranking wife. Suitable for a Jarl. And it looks like this list is coming up pretty bone dry. So we will actually go through and do it the old-fashioned way. See if we can't find one just sitting around waiting. And there we have it. Princess Bjorg of Denmark. Conduct diplomacy. How about a marriage between the princess and myself? Damn that matrilineal marriage. Because that would have been perfect. Let's face it. So... see if there are any others. Okay, not really. And you are 4. Much, much too young. Well then, how about other Viking courts? She's not married. She's 30. So I'm thinking that's probably not going to work out. She is, and she is, to incapable Jarl of Smallland? Really? Smallland. Only I knew better Scandinavian geography. Thought it was in this area somewhere. Yeah, motorcycles. Hopefully the sound of the motorcycle driving past picked up on the microphone. Otherwise, I might just sound like a Raven person talking about motorcycles like that. Who knows? Anyway, so yeah, there actually is an heir. But I'm wondering, one of these fine ladies, perhaps this one. We'll hold off on that. And I'm glad we did, because we've got someone who's a much better age and very intelligent. To me! Excellent. Jarl Ingald I and Gudrun have gotten married. We can collect a royal aid duty to pay for the ceremonies. No, people respect wealth. And that has been accepted. Wonderful. Okay, so on this note, starting off, getting married, have yourself a son. I think I'm going to leave the video there for now. So, let's go ahead and do a save of Hammer House. Hammer time. Save. So, thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.